Hey everybody, it's Jon Grauman here with my May market update. So let's talk about where we are. I'm not going to try to hypothesize about where we're going because the fact of the matter is nobody knows in this market. I'm just going to try to explain where we are. Well, we seem to be on the other side of the tumultuous market that we experienced in April. The stock market has rallied and has certainly recovered and regained a lot of its losses. And it's not uncommon to see the housing market trail behind what the stock market does. And yes, we've seen people start to re-engage. We've seen some new listings go under contract, and we've seen consumer confidence gradually start to come back. But the market got a real jolt last month, and I think it stoked a lot of fear and uncertainty into the housing market, so people are, I think, proceeding very cautiously. Now, again, looking at just where we are holistically here, it doesn't look like interest rates are going down anytime soon. The Fed recently met and they left rates unchanged. Now, meanwhile, we're still in the spring selling season and we've seen a noticeable uptick in inventory. Here in LA alone, we saw a 25% uptick in inventory in just the last month. So what does that mean? It means that the market is starting to normalize. There's more options on the market, which means that there's more choices for buyers. Properties are oftentimes taking longer to sell, accumulating more days on market. That's not something to be concerned about. Again, that's just signs of a more healthy, more balanced market. I've said this before, the decrease in appreciation is not the same thing as depreciation. We're not seeing home values going down, we're just seeing them start to stabilize a little bit. Nationwide, they're projecting that we're going to see appreciation of roughly 1 to 4% this year. So we're still in the black, but again, it's just going back to a bit of a more normal, balanced market. Now, what's interesting here is that we're going to start to see more sellers come into the market in the next couple of years. And what I mean by that is, again, let's try to make sense of where we are and how we got here. So interest rates more than doubled about 2.5 years ago. As a result, buyers' purchasing power took a big hit. However, even though there were fewer buyers in the market by virtue of higher interest rates, there were even fewer sellers in the market who had locked in these historically low interest rates and were holding on to them almost with these golden handcuffs. Well, many of them locked in 5, 7, and 10-year adjustable rate mortgages that are starting to come due. And as those become due and those historically low interest rates start to vanish and adjust to where today's current rates are, you're going to see more inventory come on the market, which again, hopefully provides a more balanced market. Not a buyer's market, not a seller's market, a more balanced market. This is my take on the market. We'll see how this plays out over the summer. I hope this all makes sense to you. And if you have any further questions, I'd love to chat about it. Feel free to enter your questions in the comments below.